Champ here.
This is the Hell in a Cell review.
Okay, honestly, guys, Hell in a Cell, way better than I expected.
Yeah, great show. Just a few lackluster moments, but overall, like everything else, just kind of blew those little moments out of the water.
We're so excited we forgot to tell you all that this is the Wrestling Rundown, and we're the names we usually have.
They're at the bottom of the screen.
What?
That's why I put them down there.
Ah,
Did you find
now I
this?
know who my name is.
You know who your name is?
Yep.
Well,
You're gonna tell us who was in the kickoff match?
The kickoff match, hell yeah, was a 6-man tag match with Neville, Dolph Ziggler, and Cesaro versus Wade Barrett and Rusev.
Shane. I'll translate for you guys. Don't worry.
And that match was pretty off the hook just to get things started.
I mean, they started off just like running around like crazy. It was just complete insanity right at the beginning, and then it turned into just a phenomenal 6-man tag match.
yeah.
Ziggler getting beat up a lot, and can we just take a minute to mention Cesaro's never-ending hot tag?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Cardio for days, bro.
6 European uppercuts in the corner for
Just
Wade Barrett,
So many.
and a big boot, and then hitting Sheamus, front flip onto Sheamus on the outside, and then hitting Wade Barrett on the outside, and then Rusev on the outside, and then running back around the ring and getting Sheamus again, and then a crossbody onto Wade Barrett on the inside. Cesaro is run on Energizer batteries.
And then Cesaro got the super swing.
Yeah.
So,
15 rotations.
15 or 16 rotations, landed perfectly, tagged in Neville for the red arrow, and the faces get the win.
Yeah.
Great way to start. And that wasn't even the start of the actual card.
No,
Yeah.
it was just, hey, let's have some fun.
And then we find out that our opening match is going to be the John Cena US Open Challenge.
I got way too big of a kick out of the opening match being
Yeah.
an open challenge.
Like,
Hell in a Cell is going to be real open.
Wow, that
Oh,
would make it
y'all.
that's
crap
weird.
home, so.
No, so, we all had, some interesting choices as to who we thought was going to...
Hell in a Cell got to keep it tight.
Fidetti. Who we thought was going to, accept the open challenge. You had Xavier Woods. I had Bo Dallas. You had Timothy Thatcher from Evolve.
I'm going to say mine was the closest.
Yours
Yeah.
was the closest.
Yeah.
Because, John Cena came out, did his usual thing, said, if you
I-
want some, come get some.
I love, though, that he didn't do his usual thing.
He
Because he came out and he said, well, I would say something, but you guys seem like you want me to get down to business right away.
And he danced to the John Cena Sucks.
The little hula
Yeah,
hands.
Yeah.
he was pumped, I think.
Yeah, he was having a good time.
About to go on vacation.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, so, he does his thing, you want some, come get some, and we got Zeb Coulter.
And right off the bat, I was like, the music hits, and you think, oh, it's Jack Swagger.
Yeah.
But then
that
Zeb
was-
Coulter comes down, and you're probably still thinking Jack Swagger.
Yeah, it was like,
Yeah.
oh.
But I was thinking, I just hope Zeb Coulter wheels his little scooter down to the ring and wrestles John Cena.
We get John Cena versus Dutch Mantel.
Yeah. Dirty Dutch.
Yeah, no, like,
Gonna give him the Dutch oven.
at this point, I wasn't sure what to expect. Like, there were so many rumored names, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, Swagger isn't really with Coulter anymore, because
Right.
Coulter's been gone forever. So I was like, sure, why the fuck not? Let's bring out Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Like, Kurt Angle
That
fucking...
was a thing I was thinking.
Was that one of your thoughts? Like,
Yeah. Especially because he was talking about all that stuff he was talking about.
Yeah.
What he said.
Everybody deserves a chance. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter where you're from. Blah 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 blah. Going against the all American, real American thing that they used to do, and brings out Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
All right.
with my thought on it being Swagger, like, the Swagger music hits, it's like, oh, well, no, here comes fucking Zeb Coulter. I was like, but is Zeb Coulter gonna announce Jack Swagger? And I was thinking, like, man, they're doing an open challenge on a pay-per-view. Jack Swagger is such a lackluster
Yeah.
fucking name.
I mean, that's what I was thinking too. It was just like, okay, Swagger, that's cool, I guess.
Yeah.
And no, it just happens to be one of the stars of Lucha Underground
Yeah.
and AAA.
Not anymore.
Alberto El Patron.
Having not followed Lucha Underground for a while, I think kind of right after
Yeah, you stopped doing the midweek wrap up like we were maybe like a third into the season.
Yeah.
And then it was more so just me and Kevin.
Yeah, so I stopped following it kind of right after Del Rio debuted on Lucha Underground.
Right.
So not having context for seeing him perform in Lucha Underground or AAA or wherever, it's amazing how excited I was considering how much I didn't care when he left.
Yeah, I mean, he left in such just weird fashion with the whole racism deal going on.
He smacked the guy.
Yeah, and it was a weird fucked up situation, and
and he was when he was on the roster, he was a guy I never really cared about.
Yeah, and we talked about how good the indies for him was because it let him do more than he was able to do on the roster. And I think, and he was, when he got taken off, they were at a very stale moment on the roster. They were just starting to bring in a lot of these new faces. And so Alberto wasn't getting used very much. So his time...
it was against Sheamus.
Exactly. So, his time in AAA and Lucha Underground, it definitely helped him. And I think that's my only thing that I don't like the fact that he's back, is I feel like he's going to fall into the same pattern.
It's got a lot of potential to happen. And I'm thinking, like, now that I'm thinking about it, it's like I was also very excited about what happened, about Del Rio coming back. But the more I think about it, the less I think I was excited, the less I think I'm actually excited about Del Rio re-emerging in WWE, and more so I was just excited that WWE pulled such a strange swerve.
Yeah.
That I'm like, oh fuck, they got me.
Yeah.
And then that's exciting.
And then even though we've seen Cena versus Del Rio before, this was still a fresh matchup because we hadn't seen it for a while. And it was for different stakes.
Yeah, also my thing about Del Rio being back on the card at the state it is now, because like you said, when he left they had just started pulling up all these new guys. Well, these new guys are here now. And there's so many guys Del Rio hasn't worked with.
Yeah. And they put on a damn good match. And surprisingly, Del Rio picks up the win, hitting the backstabber and then the Avada Kedavra, which neither of which were his finishers at all.
But he did use the Avada Kedavra kick to win the World Championship back when he was on the main roster back in the day.
So
he kicked Dolph Ziggler in the head.
Brand new U.S. champion Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah, so double swerve.
Yeah,
and then
not only did Del Rio answer the challenge, but he also won.
Yeah, so
he's like, WWE's racist. I ain't never going back.
We'll give you the U.S. title.
See, that's what surprised me most about. That's what surprised me most about the situation was just how visceral or viral he was.
Yeah, he was very aggressive, and he was very focused on targeting Cena. Like he has that he has that style where he zones in and he can take anybody out.
Yeah, but what I was saying was how adamant he was about not coming back to WWE, and now he's back. That's what surprised me most about it.
Yeah, and I don't know that.
I mean, I'm fine with it.
Was weird.
I'm fine with it. He was probably just pissed at the time, and also WWE probably gave him a lot of money. And he's like, yeah, okay, I guess I'm not that mad.
Yeah,
you never say never in the world of wrestling.
Yeah, that is kind of what got me, is that, like, the fact that he was let go by WWE because of the fact that he slapped a guy. It seemed like a double negative kind of situation where it was like, well, it didn't seem like either party would be interested at all in bringing the other party back into their situation, because WWE fired Del Rio because of what he did, and then Del Rio doesn't seem like he'd be interested at all because of his whole racist rants.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how did that come about?
Yeah, I mean, Triple H did give him the offer to, like, hey, let's take a couple months away and then we'll talk about bringing you back, blah blah blah, and he kind of threw that offer back in their face. So. But hey, it happened. We got a new U.S. champ. Let's up the stakes one more time. Let's go to our first Hell in a Cell match.
Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt.
So
getting sing-songy on this.
Before we talk about how awesome this match was, I want to talk about the one thing that I didn't like about the way this match played out. And this is maybe more...
So we just get the negative out of the way first?
And this is just a thing that's... Because of the way Bray Wyatt's being underutilized, I think, I didn't like seeing Roman Reigns be so dominant in the early goings of the match. And I didn't like seeing Bray be as in retreat during the match as he was. Because Bray is supposed to be, like... I don't like saying this because I don't like comparing guys to the past guys who had similar gimmicks, but he's supposed to be like the new generation's Undertaker, the like master of fear, and he shouldn't be intimidated by pretty much anyone.
Well, I agree, and that's why I didn't like their segment on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Raw.
Yeah.
Because Roman Reigns challenged Bray Wyatt in his
Yeah.
situation.
Well,
this was exactly the same way, is that Roman stepped up and said, hey, guess what? You've been playing mind games with me. Now we're locked in here. What are you going to do?
Right.
So I feel like Bray Wyatt retreating inside Hell in a Cell made way more sense than him retreating with the Wyatt family at ringside on Raw.
Well, if you remember last week when we talked about it, I pretty much agreed with you. I just had a slightly different slant on it. I was like, I think they were going for something else and it didn't come across as good.
Yeah.
But anyway, the point is I'm saying what you were saying last week. The only time I really thought he should maybe back the fuck up was when Reigns had 2 fucking kendo sticks.
He tried. He tried to get in the ring. And
2015 has been the kendo stick renaissance. Like, holy shit. That weapon got used so many different ways in that match last night.
Yeah, I think the main reason for the kendo stick being such a popular weapon nowadays is because headshots are no with chairs and all that. It's a lot safer of a weapon.
Yeah, well, fuck headshots because Wyatt got gashed in the top of his fucking head, and then at the end he got poked in the goddamn eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say though, kudos to Bray Wyatt for coming up with possibly the most inventive use of the cell since the rebuild of the cell that they can't break anymore.
Mm-hmm.
For the fact that I'm thinking like, why haven't we seen other people stick weapons through the cell?
That was fantastic.
Using it to hold the kendo stick up to drop Reigns on the kendo stick.
Yeah,
and then also using it to hold the chair up in the air.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Just such good usage of the cell, all in all, in this match particular.
Also, I think they were breaking so many tables that the Dudleys were getting pissed.
I said the same thing, but Roman brings out the first one, tosses it, and he goes, "Nah, no, we need 2 tables." And as he said as he said that second one, Bray's like, "No, one's good, one's good." Drops
he set up the one that he spears him through later. But yeah, like Bray Wyatt's holding it in one hand and he's crawling to the other side of the ring, and he just dumps it out.
And then as Roman finishes setting up the table and he sees Wyatt do that, he goes, "Motherfucker, I was gonna use that table."
Yeah.
And then he goes around the other side. Yeah, fuck the Uranagi slam through.
That looked fucking
holy shit.
sick.
And then Bray Wyatt getting speared through the other one.
Yeah.
Fucking just amazing usage of weapons. The cell, lots of physicality. Both guys getting whacked in the head.
And maybe the most impactful Sister Abigail I've ever seen
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt do.
Oh my god. That, and then that's when Bray Wyatt went for the Sister Abigail, and Roman Reigns turned it into the roll-up, and then the Superman punch, like, just consecutive moves was just insane.
There was I think, maybe not, maybe you guys didn't see it this way. I thought there was a kind of flub on announcing with this. Not like they made a mistake, but when Michael Cole said that was the best combination he could come up with, if you think of the implications of that, like, he's saying Roman Reigns is dumb.
Kinda. Commentary aside, these two fucking brought it in the early stages of this pay-per-view. And fucking Bray Wyatt with the 2 kendo sticks set up in the corner for the end here.
Man, and then he like grabs Roman Reigns and he puts Roman's face on one of the kendo sticks. I'm like, somebody there is guaranteed that there is a meme of that with some sort of porn company logo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Wyatt is trying to throw Roman Reigns into the 2 kendo sticks. Roman Reigns ends up grabbing the one on the middle turnbuckle and whacking the shit out of Bray Wyatt, and then
with the handle.
Yeah, with the handle. I saw that too.
Not the both times I watched it, I went, shit, Roman, turn it around.
Yeah.
I've been hit with the wrong end of the kendo stick.
I have not. That sucks.
Roman was watching some Sabu matches before this.
Yeah. Then Wyatt gets his face chucked into the fucking top, right into his goddamn eye.
Yeah.
Then it gets hit with the super spear, and Roman Reigns picks up the win. These guys put on a hell of a fucking show.
Yeah.
What I'm taking away from that last spot is that Bray Wyatt's lucky that WWE doesn't keep the little round cross guards on their kendo sticks.
Oh.
Because if he would have had the little plastic
Oh,
disc
get hit with the fucking handle? God damn it.
with that
no.
plastic disc thing on the
No,
end of
thank
it,
you.
Yeah.
No.
shit situation.
Yeah. Moving on to our tag team title match, the New Day without Xavier Woods comes out.
But he sent his Twitter corn powers.
Yeah. Just a fantastic photo. It was just the look on his face.
Can we bring it up?
Oh yeah, it's there. It's there.
I want one of their new shirts. By the way.
You want to talk about the controversy real quick?
Slight controversy over the New Day's new shirt. When it popped up, there happened to be a retweet with a little message from a member of the Devastation Corporation. That's how I feel about them sometimes. The Devastation Corporation's, it was Max Smashmaster tweeted it, that not long before the New Day came out with this, them riding the unicorn t-shirt, that at Chikara shows, the Devastation Corporation had begun selling t-shirts with the 3 of them and Sydney Bacavella riding a unicorn.
Much different animation styles, but
almost the same exact picture, where, you know, the only difference is, like, the New Day's unicorn is coming down and going that way, where the Devastation's just, like, coming down and going that way.
Oh,
yeah.
so
Like,
it's
they're facing
completely
different directions, but, I
not
mean...
even
same
similar.
theme, different setup,
Okay,
but
well,
regardless.
I still want the shirt.
Yeah. New Day comes out cutting a promo about how Xavier Woods isn't there, but Kofi is going to play the bongo drums on Devon's head, and Biggie is going to play the bass on Bubba's belly like a Caucasian Kamala.
That was the line of the night. They won right there.
And then they won again.
Yeah.
You know,
Goes to show you, if the Dudley Boys try and pull out a new move and fail, that means they're going to lose the match.
yeah, not the best of attempts by the Dudley Boys. With their attempt at a sidewalk slam leg drop.
First, like, they came at it and, like, Bubba spun, so Devon wasn't running at the right angle. So then, like, Devon turned and tried to go from the other leg, which would have been the right angle, and he jumped up and did the leg drop. And then Bubba didn't let go or sit out with it. He just like held on to the legs.
Yeah, it was not a pretty picture. And the fans were like, yeah, oh well.
We love you guys too much.
Yeah, we can't do that. The New Day ends up, they actually brought out the broken trombone, and Kofi tried to get an Eddie finish.
Yeah.
Trying to get the Dudleys disqualified. Ref was about to do it, and like the crowd was super into it, telling him, no, don't do it. And he's like, I can't, I didn't see it. And Kofi's like, what? He hit me. What are you talking about? And this distracts the referee enough to where Big E is able to hit Bubba anyway with the trombone from behind, and then Kofi hits Trouble in Paradise for the New Day to retain the tag team titles.
Yeah.
We all lost points on that one.
We did indeed.
Points I'm happy to lose, though.
Yeah. I would have been fine with either team winning, and I mean this just means we get more New Day, more happy New Day maybe.
More nudies.
And we move on to our Divas Championship match, Charlotte versus Nikki Bella. I love the fact that neither girl came out with their teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I love, like, I didn't catch it the first or second time I watched it, but I watched it again this morning,
Okay.
and I caught that when Lillian's announcing it, the match is that everyone is barred from ringside.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
No, I caught-
last night.
It
I
was
caught that, that's why-
no partners were allowed at ringside.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I got that. That's why I made fun of the phrasing in my post about it, and I was like, "What about all the people at ringside?"
All those people are there. Nikki and Charlotte did a damn good job.
Yeah, they fucking.
They kept up the momentum that had been started from the very beginning of the show.
Yeah, they tried to kill each other, I think.
And fuck that goddamn moonsault fucking concussion city on Nikki. Good lord.
Yeah.
That was scary as hell.
That Alabama slammer, though.
That was scarier.
God,
as hell.
yeah, Charlotte fucking hitting that apron flush. God damn. These girls went straight at each other. And Nikki, I usually find some reason to give her shit, but I can't because she fucking brought it in this match.
Well, we've acknowledged that Nikki can put on great matches, and that's why we hate it so much when she doesn't.
Yes.
What I appreciate, and now I've seen this both matches she's had with Charlotte for the title on pay-per-views, is that they get in this zone that is a big throwback for me to watching Ric Flair matches, Arn Anderson matches, matches with the Minnesota Wrecking Crew, or the Brainbusters, is that both these matches had the story being told that Nikki picked out one specific body part. The first one was the leg, and this one was the back.
And
it was like
it played so well in this match.
They find so many unique ways to go about attacking a specific body part that like it didn't even seem like that typical because they went about it with like other ways that you don't normally see, like when Nikki first started attacking the back and she did that weird stomp off the guardrail where she jumped on the guardrail and stomped on Charlotte's back.
Right.
When Charlotte had like one foot still propped on the guardrail. So many different things that you don't normally see happen in a match as a target maneuver. And just being able to use it and like, that was cool.
That does bring me to my one nitpick of this match, is I wish they would have found another way to finish it instead of the figure eight.
Yeah, I think it would have been a good time to bring in the natural selection.
Yeah.
I agree.
Use it.
Yeah,
because the fact that
definitely.
they did have like the first time she tried to use the figure
I
eight,
love that moment was
couldn't
great.
bridge.
Yeah.
It was such a good moment that she she had the match won and then she just couldn't get into that position.
And like the one thing, I totally agree with Thomas here, because then after the fact that we saw she can't bridge, then it's after that Nikki gives her the Alabama Slam on the apron.
Right.
Yeah. Which totally should have messed her up completely.
Yeah.
But
that's my one thing I would have done differently.
Definitely.
It was still a fantastic match though.
And despite how well or not so well it turned out, their finish was creative.
Yeah.
The rolling out of the rack attack right into the figure eight.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I'll say is that because it was kind of wonky, I felt like there was a struggle for this move, which kind of added to the end almost.
Yeah.
Like Charlotte was literally doing this move out of desperation, and Nikki had no way to get out of it, but was trying as hard as she could. But I could definitely see that it probably didn't quite go the way they practiced prior to the match. But yeah, still a very creative win for Charlotte, and still made Nikki look strong because it was a clean win. It was just better athleticism on the part of Charlotte. Moving right along, we go into our title match. We got Seth Rollins defending against the Demon Kane.
This was great.
This was great to see Kane have a full-length match.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Again,
a full match.
have a slight nitpick.
Oh.
All about the negatives, Thomas.
No,
What's wrong
I just-
with you?
I know. I like that he's trying to get them out of the way.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
every time there's like one thing, it's like I want to do it one different.
Okay.
I'm okay with the world title match, going on before the headliner match with Taker and Brock. Not okay with it going on before the Intercontinental title.
Nah. There needed to be a cooldown.
I guess, but
And it worked out really well, considering Ryback versus Owens.
right. It's just I'm huge on the world title should be the main event. I think that should go 99% of the time, no matter what. If it's not the main event, it should be right before the main event.
Well, the problem with it, it's booking though. You don't want to tire out your crowd to where they have no energy for your main event.
I get it. I'm just that's just me personally. Like I get it, and that's again why I just wanted to say it at the top of the thing.
All right. Yeah.
If this
no,
ever happens again, I'll say it at the top of the thing again because it's just a point that
He likes to stay stuff from the top of things.
Yeah, he likes the top. No, Kane.
She likes the tip.
Kane looked great in this match. I want to see him, as a regular, as Demon Kane
Yeah.
on the roster, because I felt like he didn't miss a step.
No, Kane is great. Like, the only issues that come from Kane's performance are booking lately.
True.
Because he's playing because he's been playing corporate Kane, he hasn't been allowed to be the full, like, just the monster that can just go wreck everything.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since coming back out as Demon Kane, that's what we've been getting. And he proved that he's still as good as he ever was.
I really enjoyed that right off the bat, Kane started hitting a string of moves that really didn't stop.
Yes.
Where he had like he knocked him down, he did the basement drop kick. And he's kind of hitting these moves that we've seen Kane do before, but he's hitting them in a very rapid succession. And to me, this was like Kane saying, hey, I know, like, as far as active wrestlers are concerned, I'm the one that's been around the longest. So, like, as far as people who wrestle on the regular, I'm the oldest, but I still want to prove that I can go with the young guy Seth Rollins.
Yeah, and he did, and it was a great story. The best part of this whole thing is that Rollins didn't have to cheat to win.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you don't have a guy who's got this big ego that's like, oh, they have to beat me a certain way. No, literally, Rollins just had the ability to. I don't remember what he ended up. How he ended up getting in. How he set up for the pedigree.
It was after the frog splash,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And Kane was on his way getting up.
Yeah, Kane kicked out of the frog splash.
And then Kane went for the choke slam, and Rollins was able to stop the choke slam by I don't know if it was kicking him or something, but literally just stopped a move, hit the pedigree, and won.
Yeah.
I that is so good for Rollins.
Clean win.
It's the perfect way to book him into his next string of title matches.
But on the note about him being able to win clean, which I did like this time, and not having to cheat like he would against some other opponents. Here's my thing. I just want to tangent into a Seth Rollins related topic that I hear a lot of, like how WWE's destroyed Seth Rollins' credibility as a champion. By the way, they booked him. He's pinned on Raw a lot. He has to cheat to win all the time. I really think that that's the point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Seth Rollins is not supposed to be a credible champion.
No, he legitimately came in the middle of a match and won the title at WrestleMania.
And I don't think this hurts Seth Rollins too much, because what I think is going to happen is the authorities going to realize that he's not the guy that they want him to be. They're going to turn on him, pick someone else, and then we're going to see Seth Rollins build himself up from the bottom up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no issues with the way Rollins has been booked. I think he has had an entertaining run from beginning until now. I have not had a moment where I'm like, oh god, they're really going to do this with Rollins? Like, sure, there's the occasional match on Raw where I'm like, they're putting Rollins in this?
Yeah.
But there has to be filler matches. You can't have, you can't have amazing matches every single week. You have to have some downtime to really set up for a bigger moment. And I'm okay with that. I I can't complain about Rollins' title run.
This match, just now thinking back on it, is the only kind of moment where I've been like, okay, there is maybe something I'd tweak a little bit in the way Rollins was booked. Because like we said, it's like, yeah, Rollins repeatedly uses all these tactics, using the authority, using J&J, having to use corporate Kane, having to use weapons, in order to beat people or cheat to retain the championship of all these other people who were like, Dean Ambrose and John Cena and stuff. And then to me, the one thing to me that didn't make sense is why is it like the big bad demon Kane is the one guy he gets to go over clean on?
Yeah.
Is the one guy who should be like the top guy who could tear him apart.
I get that. So maybe have him go over clean-ish where he doesn't get outside interference, but like still does some dirty tactic to set up for the pedigree. I could see that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like Kane is, it was corporate Kane, not Demon Kane. Kane's Kane. I feel like Kane has been beaten enough by enough people at this point that it's not as prestigious to beat Kane as it once was.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rollins has had to cheat to beat a lot of the younger talent.
Yeah.
He hasn't had to cheat to beat a lot of, with Cena, he had, multiple ways that he ended up cheating to win those matches. With Dean Ambrose is just fucking crazy, so he had to find some just bizarre way to win those matches.
I know that the match didn't end the way it was probably planned. He did beat Sting clean too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After having a match with Cena.
Yeah, and I think that I just think that as far as cheating, it's these guys that are able to go, at the same rate, at the same speed. You need to find a way to beat them. But these older guys, legitimately, the fact that you can go longer than these guys should be the way you win.
Yeah.
And I love what they're doing with Seth, and I'm excited to see it continue.
Yeah, the main thing I love about the way Seth's being booked is the fact that it's been a long time since we've had the whiny bitch champion.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's where, not to keep this going too much longer, I think that's where a lot of the complaints come from.
Is that he's a whiny bitch?
Well, it's that we haven't had this type of champion for a long time, so I think a lot of fans aren't used to seeing a champion like this.
That's fair.
And so they're seeing it as like, well, if Seth's the champ, he should be the man. Why isn't he being booked the right way? And it's, they're trying to give us a different type of champion that we haven't had since JBL, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as...
So it's been like 10 years since we've had a good whiny bitch champion.
Yeah. Get used to it, motherfuckers. He's been champion for 200 days.
And, on just final note on that, JBL is also fondly remembered as one of the greatest champions of all time.
Yeah, he beat Godzilla, goddammit.
My thoughts exactly.
Moving on.
Speaking of Godzillas...
our one stinker of the night, unfortunately, was the Intercontinental title match between Kevin Owens and Ryback.
King Kong.
Yeah, and I hate to say that any card when the weakest match is Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
I haven't told you guys this yet. I legitimately didn't see this match. I went to the bathroom.
Okay, funny story. I meant to mention this while we were watching Raw.
Okay.
I meant to mention this to you guys, but I was saying that me and my buddy were watching it, and we're trying to determine the order of how the matches go, and we're going based off of we talk about it based off of the fact that how they were booking pay-per-views, basically in the last 5 years, is usually between the two big matches at the end. It would always be the Divas Championship match, or whatever the Divas match would be between the two big matches as the cool down, and so. As Kevin Owens and Ryback are coming out, my buddy gets up and goes, Divas match, time to go pee.
Oh, no. Yeah, just nothing special in this match.
Yeah.
The highlight for me was Kevin Owens yelling at Ryback to tell him to put him down.
Yeah.
just gonna go straight to the end, but if you got something to say, go for it. Got nothing? Nope. The fact that Owens beat Ryback the same way that Seth Rollins beat him was kind of annoying.
Yeah.
I just think that's gonna be his thing, though.
That can't be a thing. Ryback can't lose the same fucking way every time. That's ridiculous.
Ryback's weakness is getting kicked while you're under the bottom rope.
That's bad. Owens is still your Intercontinental Champion.
That's a random weakness.
Yeah. Main event time. Hell in a Cell number 2. The final chapter in Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker.
Undertaker's 13th Hell in a Cell.
God damn.
Brock Lesnar's second.
Brock Lesnar's second, but we can never remember who he beat the first time. Commentary.
Undertaker.
He's only been in one other Hell in a Cell and he won.
Yeah.
But against who? They should have said that. If he's already beaten Undertaker in Hell in a Cell, that should have given Brock Lesnar an edge. Not like Edge, but
he just gets Edge.
It's just Paul Heyman, or Edge dressed as Paul Heyman walking out to the ring with him.
This is another kind of issue I have with the way Brock Lesnar's been booked. They don't really acknowledge his first run as having happened.
Yeah.
They acknowledge, like, he came
Other
back.
than, like, saying, like, oh, he's a former world champion and stuff like that.
Like, but they don't, like, treat it like, oh, he's wrestled these guys, he's done this and this. It's just like, this guy was a champion. This guy was in Hell in a Cell. This guy's a monster.
I think the only reason they haven't mentioned his feud with Undertaker prior is that now they're trying to stick with strictly, like, Death Valley Undertaker.
Right.
They're trying not to reference Badass Undertaker, who Brock Lesnar faced last time.
Right.
So, I get that, but come on. We know that Undertaker was not the evil sorcerer for a while. He had a human moment.
Yeah.
And it's okay to mention that.
It just happened to be while Lesnar was in the company.
Yeah.
So, but regardless,
fucking though, okay, if they had done this the first time Lesnar was going to take on The Undertaker, they could have played the shit out of that fact that, yes, Undertaker's never beaten Brock Lesnar, but it was never the dead man. It was never this Undertaker.
There you go.
Booyah. Yeah, and I
Put us on your goddamn writing team.
I never even put it together until you said it, that they basically completely disavow the knowledge of Lesnar's first run.
Yeah.
Because I can only think of one time where they specifically went out of their way to mention Lesnar's original run, and it was building up to the Mania match where Heyman had mentioned that Lesnar beat The Rock.
Yeah.
And him and The Rock had their match, and it was The Rock's last match. Like Rock didn't come back to have a rematch for the title against Lesnar.
Yeah. But yeah, this was way better than I thought it was going to be.
So, this match, to me, I stick by we didn't need this match.
I agree.
This match was fantastic. The only thing this match gave us, though, I think that their last match didn't, was a fantastic finish.
Yes.
An ultimate ending to a feud.
So, I mean, right off the bat, lots of blood in this match.
Yeah.
Lesnar loves to headbutt the turnbuckles.
Lesnar's goddamn
ground beef face. It's so easy to cut.
He can poke himself and bleed, for Christ's sake. He gets busted to a major gash right in the top of his head.
He makes, New Jack look hard to cut open.
And then the stairs. He dropped the goddamn stairs on his head.
Which cut him open again over his left eyebrow.
Oh my god. Taker got a fucking knuckle to the forehead.
Yeah, that was a great callback to the 80s and ways that guys would actually split themselves open using knuckle punches.
Yeah,
it's called splitting the hard way.
Yeah, he just takes his glove off
and fucking
just a straight shot and then a suplex on Taker on the outside, and then you see that Taker's busted open too. And I mean, yeah, they fucking went at each other.
No, one of my favorite parts of this match was when Taker was down and Lesnar was just fucking laying into him.
Dude, okay.
Solid punches.
I mentioned the same thing to him, is we hate the fact that Lesnar tries to stick to his MMA gimmick, but I feel like with the fact that he was actually a professional wrestler in this match, that MMA spot had so much more impact.
Yeah.
Because he was so frustrated that he's just fucking decking this dude in the face, and that should have been his thing rather than, oh, I'm in a UFC fight, but I'm in a WWE ring.
Yeah.
Don't fucking do that shit. I don't want to see that. I want to see professional wrestling, but when you get that moment where you can just fucking lay into a dude's head with these straight punches, especially with a bare fist when your hand is the size of Brock Lesnar's,
it's about the size of a lunchbox.
then I fucking believe that. I don't, I don't believe that you're gonna bring your MMA style into a professional wrestling match because it's two different fucking things. But
well, I mean, this is a thing that Ken Shamrock did fantastically.
Yes, yeah, Shamrock was the perfect transition from MMA fighter to professional wrestler.
Because he did wrestle first, but then when shit got real, he would just beat the fuck out of his opponents. That's why him and Steve Blackman had such great matches. And bringing this back to this match, that's what Brock Lesnar should have been doing more often.
Yeah.
Being Ken Shamrock.
Yeah.
I just
get Ken Shamrock to stand in for Brock Lesnar for all his matches.
And Steve Blackman for The Undertaker.
Yeah. Yeah, Blackman's still got a few matches in him if they
Sure
wanted him to, I'm sure.
Anyway.
I love the fact this match made me feel like I was watching Lesnar from his original run, though.
Yeah.
Because he was so less focused on being the unfazable wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
It actually showed, he showed a hesitance. Like, when they first faced off, he was actually making a conscious effort to not let Undertaker hit him.
Yeah.
Like, he knew, when Undertaker hits me, it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
It was that thing. And, seeing him do stuff like when he had Undertaker against the cage and he was choking him with his foot. I'm like, when do you see Lesnar do that shit?
Yeah.
You don't. Lesnar does 1,800 suplexes and the match is over.
Right.
Yeah. And
he
correct
still had his
me if
moments.
I'm wrong. Did Lesnar hit less than 5 suplexes?
Yeah.
He hit 2 or 3.
Yeah, well,
Thank you.
a big part of that, though, was Taker was actually countering the suplexes.
This is true.
Which I appreciated.
People need to watch this match and counter those goddamn suplexes. Taker always surprises us.
Yeah.
Just when we think, he's just gonna get hurt, he's just gonna get destroyed in this match, he fucking just goes at it and kicks so much ass, and he kept up with Lesnar the whole damn time.
Yeah.
Okay, now I want you to talk about the creative ending because having watched wrestling the longest out of the three of us, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
You've never seen it in your 25 years of watching wrestling.
Yeah, no, it blew my mind. And I think the way they set up into it is that when Lesnar brought the steps into the ring, he had 2 times where he tried to swing at the Undertaker. And the first time, Undertaker rolled out of the way. And so I'm thinking if you asked for an explanation, that's how they'd play it off, is that Lesnar tore the canvas with the ring steps.
Right.
Yeah.
But he, after he does that big barrage of punches on the Undertaker, he notices the hole that's in the middle of the canvas, and he grabs it and he rips the canvas away from the ring, exposing the padding, and he pulls out one of the small sheets of padding they have there, exposing about a 5x3 section of just the hard wood. Underneath.
He had about 3 boards worth that were there. It was.
And I was like, what the hell? At first I was like, what the hell is he doing? And then it dawned on me, I was like, this is brilliant.
Yeah.
Because you've seen almost every weapon variable combination inside of a Hell in a Cell match. Even with just the first one they had tonight with chairs and kendo sticks and tables.
Yeah.
And we've seen the turnbuckle exposed. We've seen the outside cement exposed.
Yeah, and it's just the whole idea is you've seen so many things happen.
Next, we need to see the ropes exposed.
Ow. Everything. I can go on a list of 900 things I've seen happen that don't happen very often, or things that happen in Hell in a Cell matches, climbing up the cell, falling off the cell, going through the cell.
Yeah.
All that stuff. But to see somebody actually just go, maybe to the extent of moving the pads on the outside of the ring, but you can't do that in a Hell in a Cell match because the cell is down on the pads.
Right.
So this is how you can get the most oomph out of anything you do is by pulling the padding off of the ring and exposing the hardwood on the ring. And then for Lesnar to be the one that exposes it, but then takes like a 6-foot bump, choke slam onto the hardwood.
And then a tombstone, which didn't look super great, but I'm okay with it not looking super great. Because I'd rather that than Taker just dump him straight on the wood.
Yeah, and possibly break his knees on the goddamn boards.
And break Brock's no neck.
Yeah.
And then Brock gives Undertaker a low blow that sounded like Big Show punching a side of beef.
Oh my god.
That made so much noise.
Yeah, more noise than any low blow I've ever seen.
I'm hoping Michelle McCool... I feel bad for Michelle McCool because she was in attendance. She was in the front row during this match.
I said it when it happened. Undertaker's rolling around going, oh god, Michelle's going to have to rub this tonight.
What if they planned the spot so Taker just had like steaks just in there, and that's why it made that sound?
Well, his pants are leather.
Yeah.
And then he takes the F5 and lands on the exposed portion of the ring. Shows a good placement control by Brock Lesnar. And he gets the win.
Yeah.
And this is the one time out of all of their things. I'm talking from back 10 years ago. Their first Hell in a Cell match, the chain on the pole match that they did back in the day.
Biker chain match.
This was the first time that Lesnar beat Undertaker, and I went, you know what? I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Well, so when we were doing predictions, I voted for Brock Lesnar on the ground. I mean, he definitely earned it in this one, but I would have been okay with it almost no matter what, because it was on the grounds of who's going to be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Neither of them. But who's going to be back?
Spoiler alert for Raw.
Who's going to be back first?
Yeah.
Probably Lesnar.
Yeah. And, I still don't care for Brock Lesnar, but he did impress me with this match because he wrestled.
They need to start putting him against young talent, I think. And that would make me start caring more. If we get this Brock Lesnar against like a Cesaro or a Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, the problem with people like Dolph Ziggler and like even Dean Ambrose, people like that, it can't be believable that they could beat Lesnar just on the grounds that he is the monster. He should be able to destroy people.
Disagree,
like that.
but that's another video.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I will talk to you at length.
I'm with that where I disagree with Lesnar is completely beatable except for the fact that that's the way WWE books him.
No, but
it's like I hate that they book him as the unbeatable.
Exactly.
I will talk at length about this.
Regardless, we have a very bizarre ending.
First off,
I love this.
Before even getting into the weird thing that happened, I want to also say to the people who are the Brock Lesnar haters here, as he's retreating, Undertaker gives the tip of the hat to Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just pointing out like, you motherfucker. Like that was No, that was a good moment. And Brock looked proud of himself, kind of out of it.
And then he fell down and was, no!
No! I don't want to have to carry you.
I'm too fat and old.
But yeah, so Brock and Heyman have left. Taker is having his moment. The crowd is showing, their respect for the Undertaker, saying thank you. And then the Wyatt family shows up.
This is fantastic.
All 4 members of the Wyatt family.
And Undertaker already knows shit's gonna go
Taker's
down.
as ready as he can be.
That was the best part. Was like just how beat down he was. He saw all 4 of those guys and went, "All right, motherfuckers, let's go." Yeah. Like he was not backing down, and he tried so fucking hard.
He got 2 punches in on Luke Harper before they took him down.
Yeah.
After that, the only offensive he got in is he grabbed Rowan's beard.
Yeah, and Rowan didn't like that very much. And they destroy the Undertaker
as gingerly as they could,
and then very ceremoniously carry him out of the arena as the Wyatts' music plays and the Fireflies are out, and it's just a very eerie feeling at the end of Hell in a Cell. Which, thank you 2 years in a row, Bray Wyatt, of fucking
wonky Hell in a Cell ending.
Yeah, the main event, the post main event of Hell in a Cell is Bray Wyatt territory now. Like, every year we're gonna be like, what's Bray Wyatt gonna do this year? It's just
but no, okay,
so crazy.
This is why I love this. And someone
next year I'm saying giant Trojan sheep.
Someone said that this didn't make sense. That it was random for Bray Wyatt to attack The Undertaker.
Did you not watch WrestleMania?
And that is exactly what is fantastic about
We
this.
were there.
I bet the same person said, why did Undertaker attack Brock Lesnar in that match with Seth Rollins?
Did you not watch WrestleMania 30?
What was so fantastic about this was that this is the first time since Undertaker beat Bray Wyatt that Bray Wyatt has seen a vulnerable Undertaker. That Bray Wyatt had his chance to exact revenge, and he did it in the fucking best way possible.
Yeah.
I like it because this is the first time since Mania that the fact that Wyatt and Taker even had a match had been acknowledged.
Yeah. So, fuck you to the people that think this is random and doesn't make sense. This is amazing storytelling, and we're actually getting WWE acknowledging shit that happened earlier in the year.
Yeah, WWE's like, hey...
Further back than a month.
Hey, fans might remember this thing. Let's...
WrestleMania.
Remember that match we did? Oh, what was that show? Was it in California, I think?
We have so many.
God, I think it was
WrestleFest.
No.
WrestlePalooza.
No. WrestleMania.
Oh,
WrestleMania.
yeah.
That's New Japan. We can't associate with that.
Can we take Jushin Liger for a takeover?
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
Regardless, it's awesome. We've got more to talk about on Raw, so we're going to finish this up. Thanks for watching. It's going to be over in the playlist. Like, favorite, subscribe. Click all them links. We'll see you at Please Watch the Raw Review next, because we got a lot more to talk about.
We'll see you at Please Watch the Raw Review.
And after that, we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.